it's so interesting, like, because at one point, like, I thought, like, No Limit was never going, like, it was no limit. Like, they were never going to
Same.
stop, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, it seemed, I think Cash Money understood that they, once they went on that Rough Riders tour, I think that, like, kind of, like, set them apart because I think it put them, like, I'm pretty, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, it seemed like it kind of put them in front of audiences that didn't know them, but they were fans of, like, DMX.
Yeah.
And it kind of allowed them to, like, grow their fan base.
Yes, for sure.
And I think that's the difference. Like, when people be like, yo, how did No Limit fall off? Like, how did they let this happen? Like, New Orleans, like, what people also forget is that, like, Master P, like, even though he's from New Orleans, like, he was out in California. So, like, he was coming home and, like, getting his brothers and, like, his cousins and stuff, like, asking, like, what's going on. But, like, Birdman, Mannie Fresh, and Slim was in New Orleans. Like, they were, like, they stayed tapped in.
Yeah. In the hip-hop justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the artists who make the records and the executives who turn them into empires. In 2000, Cash Money Records put New Orleans on notice with Big Tymers' I Got That Work. Was it a Southern classic or a flashy dud? Did it cement Cash Money's reign over New Orleans? Is Mannie Fresh one of hip-hop's most slept-on producers? And does Birdman belong in the conversation for the greatest Southern hip-hop CEO? Find out on this episode of Rap in Order.
Order in the court.
Dun dun.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Klass Regg.
And I am Taurian B.
How we feeling? What we got? Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Oh, yeah. When Mac passed, like, I got this shirt.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah. I got to drop some pounds. I'm feeling it out a little bit more. But it's
you putting in that work, man. You at the gym. Get into it. What gym you go to?
I just go right to Planet Fitness. Like, sometimes if I get a chance to, I go to New York Sports Club because I have a membership over there through Sarah's job. It's just that, like, it's because it's on, like, 92nd Street and, like, 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I guess in my head, like, when I go over there, like, I don't want to be all sweaty and shit. It's a lot easier to go to 116th.
Okay.
And then just come home and, like, shower and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how we used to do that shit when we was teenagers. Like, play ball all day, be sweaty and shit, and then just go about our day.
Just carry on until you go home.
Yeah, wear our basketball shorts under our jeans and shit. Crazy.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like,
jeans, you always ready.
Always ready, like, on guard. Like, that's crazy.
Wild.
But yeah, man. What's going on, man? Let's see. Like, we got the summer's here, so I mean, the summer blockbusters on the way. I'm excited for the Odyssey.
I am too. Did you get tickets already?
I did not. I need to though. I'll be in Orlando when it comes out. So
for your birthday.
Yeah, I'll be in Orlando.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten tickets yet. I know, it's a double-edged sword. It's a good and bad. Shout out to Ryan Coogler because for what he did for IMAX fifth screenings, with that viral clip of him talking about watching things in IMAX. I think after he did that, IMAX screenings have become so hard to get tickets for.
Right.
Like, it's been so crazy. Like, to the point where Christopher Nolan, going into the release of Odyssey, he put it out a year in advance and it sold out. And then they put out more screenings and that sold out, like, fast.
Yep.
But nobody really checks for Dolby like they do IMAX, and Dolby is a good experience.
I love Dolby. Yeah, I don't be pressed. Like, I remember for Sinners, like, they wanted you to see it in 30 millimeters, and, like, I just saw a regular. Like,
or 70, I think it was.
Okay, 100 millimeters. Sorry, but, like, I just went to go see a regular. Like, I was like, yo, like, that's what I'm doing. But a lot of people told me that, like, seeing it in that experience was really dope.
Yeah, it was. I caught it in IMAX, and it was really good. But yeah, there's a lot of shit coming out. I mean,
yeah, because we got Spider-Man this summer.
Yep, we got a new Spider-Man trailer dropping tomorrow.
Okay, look at that.
Got the new Spider-Man trailer coming out. Did you see the news about Batman 2?
What that Sebastian Stan is going to not be Harvey Dent, and that Brian Tyree,
Paperboy. We know him as Paperboy.
Yeah, we know him as Paperboy.
Paperboy from Atlanta.
From Atlanta
is gonna be Two-Face.
He's going to be Two-Face. Yep.
And
which is interesting.
You got a bunch of people in the comments like, it's a bunch of racist people, and then niggas is like, Billy D. Williams was Two-Face. Right. Like, do the knowledge.
Yeah, do the knowledge. That is pretty interesting and funny. That, like, that's their beef. Like, oh, he's not, he's not this or anything like that. So I think it's funny how they are making it like this big thing, like is appropriation level like that. Like, so yeah, people are mad that Paperboy is playing Two-Face, and we already have Billy D. Williams who played Harvey Dent. He just didn't get to turn into Two-Face. So I think that some people they just not doing their knowledge. They just don't know any better.
Can't even afford to have his face blown off. Like it's
right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't even see what the big deal. Yeah, I don't even see what the big deal is. Like, who cares? Like, a villain is a villain. Like, don't worry, Batman's still white, y'all. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah, y'all can have that.
Yeah, y'all can have that.
I don't want no black man as Batman.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he will even turn into Batman.
Into that privilege. Yeah. So, needless to say, there's a lot of things coming out this summer that I want to check out. And we already talked about new music that's coming out that we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
New Future.
Yeah.
Think we'll get a new Kendrick album this year?
No, we shouldn't. I don't want to.
I'm fine with that too.
I'm cool with Kendrick, like just taking his time.
Chilling.
Yeah, just chilling and everything like that. I'm cool with that. As far as like that, like I'm also like excited because House of Dragon. Season 3 is coming out, so we get more Game of Thrones lore and stuff like that. So that's cool. I just, I'm just really excited because like they said that this season's going to be the season where it's like every episode, like we're walking away like in like shock, like
holy shit,
holy shit.
Damn, what am I looking for? So new Toy Story?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Mav already has a Woody and a Buzz.
I saw.
So like, I'm already like teaching him like, the lore and everything like that. Like, and sometimes like I'll move the toy to see if he recognizes notices it, like where he remembers it and see if like, did they wake up? Like, I do that. So,
but yeah, man, it's going to be an eventful summer on top of the type of summer that New York is already having anyway.
Oh, yeah. This summer, because you got to think, right? So, the Knicks have won the championship. Mm-hmm. The New York Liberty are playing really well, and they are on the verge of possibly making another run for their second title. And then we have the World Cup this summer.
Yeah, bro.
Right? And then after the World Cup, we get the U.S. Open. I actually want to go to a tennis match this year.
I would love to do that.
I want to go and like get the drinks and get like that martini or whatever drink that is that you get with the green tennis balls and the drink.
Oh yeah, that's the drink that everybody's talking about. Yeah.
No, we should try to do that. We should try to go to U.S. Open match and go check it out. I don't care who's playing.
Yeah, just to go.
I just want to go and just have that experience.
At any of those.
Yeah, so yeah, just do that.
With the way that the Knicks brought the city together this time, and just even going to a random bar and catching a couple games.
Yeah.
That was exhilarating, man. You don't want that shit to end.
You don't.
I just want to see that.
I actually like the fact like how New York feels right now. Like it doesn't feel like, oh man, like don't talk to this person or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody just like, oh, you got Nixon 5.
Nixon 5 was the same. Like this was ending phone calls that way, conversations, everything. It was great. So I want to see something like that through. But going back to Spider-Man though, did you see the thing? The tidbit that came out about how Tom Holland and Zendaya, Tom Holland, he was on the set of Odyssey and then he went back to Spider-Man because I think he was doing both at one point and went back to Spider-Man and was like, well, Christopher Nolan does it this way. Y'all need to do, kind of gave him notes.
He learned or whatever like that because on some film productions, like you might learn like, okay, like this guy's a filmmaker and this person is just making a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he saw that and that was his first time like working with like a director of that caliber.
Mm-hmm.
And like he was like, nah, this ain't it. And it's probably shit that he questioned before but just didn't know like what to say or like what examples, and now he sees it. So now like his standards is too high. It's kind of like, eating at like a 5-star restaurant or a Michelin restaurant and then you go somewhere else and you're just like, yeah, this ain't it. Like you gotta fix this. Like the service, everything, it's like staying at the Four Seasons Hotel and then you go stay at Motel 8. You kind of like, no,
and
this ain't it.
And he's so up right now that he can afford to do that. Like he's the franchise.
Right.
This is his 4th solo Spider-Man film, right?
Right. This is his 4th,
His
4th Spider-Man film.
His 4th Spider-Man film. So it's the run of the mill for him. He can do anything he wants.
He can.
Yeah.
And he's Tom fucking Holland. He's our generation's Michael J. Fox.
Yes. I know there was talk early on of like, should he do one?
Do a Back to the Future?
Yeah.
I would love it because, like, I don't know why, but I feel like Tom Holland's been 21 for the past 10 years.
I know. He still don't have a fucking mustache.
Yeah, I think that he would be actually a great, like, Marty McFly. Or, like, if they do, like, a different kind of twist on Back to the Future. Like, where it's not Marty McFly, like, it's somebody else's family that's dealing with it. Like, you know, because the guy that played Doc Brown is still alive.
Yeah, he is.
So, you know, like, maybe they do something where, like, you know, this new kid becomes friends with Doc Brown, or like Doc Brown is like teaching at like a college or something like that. Something fun.
Something fun.
Yeah.
Something fun.
And,
I
you
mean,
know,
shit, they remaking everything else. Give it a fun little twist.
Yeah, like maybe like do Back to the Future, or maybe you know, Back to the Past. I don't know, but I think I wouldn't mind seeing that as a remake if they did that, because I like Tom Holland. I'm a fan of this.
I like him too. I still think that he hasn't found his landing point outside of the Spider-Man franchise.
Agree. Yeah, I don't think anything that he's done outside of Spider-Man franchise is really like hit. But I think it's coming. I think he'll get something.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But let's see here what we got today. So, you want to get into this album?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Alrighty. So, this album is from a duo from the early 2000s that came from a full, like, overall it was a collection of a label, right? You know, this label was interesting at the time because it had off branches of different groups within the label.
Yeah.
And they all kind of came together at different time frames to make different albums. And, you know, it was a very hard working collective at the time, you know, similar to No Limit, that will push out albums every other week. This crew, you would say, was a little more strategic with the way that they drop shit. And they really took over in the 99s and the 2000s.
Yes, they did.
You know? But we're talking about the Big Tymers. The Big Tymers was Baby, you know, Brian Baby Williams, you know, of Cash Money,
aka Birdman,
Birdman, and Mannie Fresh, who handled all the in-house production at the time for Cash Money, and he worked his fucking ass off at that time. He was churning out production for all of these albums that they wanted to come out with, and he coined the sound of that time for this collective. The album that we're getting into today is I Got That Work. Is their third album together. It came out in 2000, February 8th to be exact. You know, one of the singles, number one, Stunna, I'll never forget, was such a big hit, and it was on the Kings of Comedy soundtrack. And that's back when you used to have the videos that showed bits and pieces of the song, of the movie in the video, and it was just a big moment. And it was a big moment for Big Tymers. It was a big moment for the film. They all just coincided and just ran together. So this album was backed by two big singles. It was Get Your Roll On, which came out in April of that year, and Number One Stunna, which came out in June. It featured, of course, Juvenile, featured the Hot Boys, Wayne, all in-house with the features. What did you think of this album when it came out?
So I was introduced. So I didn't realize that the Big Tymers were a group. I knew the Hot Boys and I knew Juvenile, right? So I was living in Long Island at the time, and my friend David was really, really into music. So he's kind of like the genesis of like me, like why I am the way I am with music. And he was, you know, I was Rockefeller Rough Riders out, and he was like, "Yo, Juvenile, like, you know, like he got like a crew, Cash Money." So he was putting me on. And then he told me about the Big Tymers. So he would come to my house and he would just like play all their music and stuff like that. And he was like, "Don't you spend summers down south? Like, how you don't know about this shit?" And I was just like, my cousins be playing No Limit and like rap a lot. Like, they don't be playing Cash Money. Cause at the time, like No Limit was super up, but like Cash Money was on the come up. And I remember when this project came out, like he bought the CD, and I remember we was looking at it. I was like, "Yo, like, these covers, like, what is up with these covers?" And he was like, that's the culture down there. Like, Master P, all of them, they do this. And I remember like he was just playing like the music for me, and I was just like, "Yo, this is kind of dope. This is kind of fire. They talking their shit on it." Like, you know, like, and at the time I didn't know if, like, you know, I didn't know that Birdman and Mannie Fresh had like the guys, like the Hot Boys, like ghostwriting for them and shit like that. But like, I thought it was like dope and incredible. Like, and I was just like, I like this shit, and it made me realize like there was more people besides just Juvenile in that crew that was like doing their things or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But I remember like I was like, but Baby ain't a better rapper than Master P. I still felt like Master P was a better rapper. But then fast forward, we get to this project, and then I was like, all right, Baby got Master P. Cause number one
Baby's a
Stunna,
better rapper.
number one Stunna, bro, like he won that conversation. Number one Stunna did it for me. I was like, Make Up Say is cool and everything like that, and like stuff that the songs that like Master P did, but like like Birdman is like he's a better CEO rapper. And like that was just like the thing. And this project got a lot of plays for me. I play football, so Get Your Roll on the number one Stunna was just like songs that we just had to hit. Like and the song Rocky off the album.
Oh yeah, Rocky, yeah.
Yeah, so like those songs got played in the football locker room a lot. So, you know, like I said, like it was just one of those things that like this album in particularly was like one of the albums that kind of got was in heavy rotation because a lot of songs had like anthems and like songs that like kind of get you hyped up before like sporting events and games.
Yeah, I think a big thing that stands out for me on this album is the production. Mannie Fresh has always been, I always hold Mannie Fresh production near and dear. I think I've always taken a liking to it. I think he has some of the best production in rap. I mean, he has some staples. Like, I mean, shit, Back That Ass Up is a staple.
Oh yeah.
You know, what he did with that.
Women can't control themselves.
Yeah.
When they hear that song, they can't.
It's just reaches fever pitch every time. It does what it needs to do. And this album has some of his shining production moments. I just think that some of the raps don't uphold it. I think a lot of these moments, I like it because of the production. I mean, number one Stunna is amazing. Number one Stunna, for what Juvie did to it, for what Baby did on it, even the crazy AEO part in the lyrics, you know, they have a few of those on this album, but it stands out. I think
down like pause didn't exist down south, so they just used to say some of the wildest shit.
Yeah, it was insane.
And Birdman, like there's like a compilation of Birdman just saying wild shit. Like especially on that Cash Money Rough Riders tour. I see we got bitches in here, but where the niggas at?
Yo, yeah, I remember that. that was crazy. I remember that.
I'm fucking with the nigga.
Yeah, that was insane. I was like, bro, like what? Are you serious? And all his homies just looked at him like, all right, man.
Yeah, all right, man. But one thing, like, but to piggyback off of talking about Mannie Fresh's production, like you could tell that like he made his music that like when he made his music in mind, he had like playing in cars, in clubs, arenas, you know, basically like, you know, if because like bounce music was like prominent down there. So like, you know, like he made sure that it had those elements and he always paid tribute to like where he was from in New Orleans. And he stayed true to that. And like sometimes like I always wonder, I'm like, I know Mannie Fresh can like make production other styles outside of bounce. Like bounce is his signature. But like he actually could, cause like I forgot what he helped Kanye with on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But like he's like not like fully credited, but like he gave him like some drums on a song, and I forget what song it is. But you know, like I just think that it was cool, and like basically they made sure like a lot of their songs had like hooks, so like you can like call out and like, you know, rap along to and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what I was gonna say. That stands out about Mannie Fresh is that he's able to. I think he knows the power of a song that you can sing along to.
Yeah,
and he always sets that palette, right? So like you got a song like Get Your Roll On that fuck these. Oh, like it just it's a chant, right? So like he sets that tone with his flows, and he's never one to tell you that he's like a MC, but he knows how to make a song. Like, structure is there. He does that for what's the other song that I really like? Project Bitch. This is for Keyshawn, Leeshawn, Lil Mama and her friend. Like he just has these pockets.
He finds a pocket, and I think it's like really it's telling of what of in New Orleans, right? Like going to like sporting events is like a big thing, especially like high school and college. So like in Grambling is down there. So if you go there, like the halftime show is like the real show, not the football game.
Yeah.
So you hear like battle of the bands and stuff like that. Or like, like in New Orleans, like, they have people like they do the marches down the street, down Canal Street and everything like that. Like Mannie Fresh understood like, all right, this is how like I get like a group of people like galvanized into like doing these things. And I just think like it's like brilliant. It's like because it's a legit formula to like get multiple people like excited and like wanting to like bounce and like move and not be able to like stand still. And then you got Birdman just talking his shit.
Yeah.
Like it was like a perfect like relation, like connection. And like I remember I was reading something where like Lil Wayne was explaining like the makeup of Cash Money, and like I thought that like they all like the way that they dress was how they dress like every day, but like white t-shirts, Jabot jeans, and Reebok soldiers, and like Wayne was explaining like no, like I was trying to like dress like Jay-Z, like some of these guys like they was wearing like other things, like we had money, but like we had to wear like a uniform, like we had to wear white t-shirts, Reeboks, and like and Wayne was like, the youngest Wayne and Turk. They was like, they didn't want to wear it because they was trying to wear Iceberg and shit like that.
Right.
So I think that was like cool marketing because Baby had to make sure that they look like, because they were representing New Orleans, that they look like that, like
Yeah.
that they did that opposed to like looking like everybody else.
Juvie would have the camo bandanas.
Right.
They would always have camo too.
Right.
Some way.
So like it was like some things that like they incorporated into like their style that kind of like it's kind of like similar to like Motown's branding. And I just thought that was like really like intriguing to like know like, oh shit, like how they approached it, because you wouldn't think that like they basically treated them like a boy band.
Yeah, they did. I think that was a standard for back then too. Because you look at like when groups came out, everybody, if you was a group, you had some way, shape, form, you had something that looked like someone else in your group. You had like, that was like just the palette. Like that's what you did when you came out as a unit. You had to dress alike. I don't know who said you had to do that, but that was just the palette.
Right.
Yeah.
So we already dived into New Orleans. Like it's so interesting, like because at one point, like I thought like No Limit was never going, like it was no limit, like they were never going to stop, right?
Yeah.
And then like it seemed, I think Cash Money understood that they, once they went on that Rough Riders tour, I think that like kind of like set them apart because I think it put them like, I'm pretty like I don't know what it is, but like it seemed like it kind of put them in front of audiences that didn't know them, but they were fans of like DMX.
Yeah.
And it kind of allowed them to like grow their fan base.
Yes, for sure.
And I think that's the difference. Like when people be like, yo, how did No Limit fall off? Like, how did they let this happen? Like, like what people also forget is that like Master P, like even though he's from New Orleans, like he was out in California. So like he was coming home and like, getting his brothers and like his cousins and stuff, like asking like what's going on. But like Birdman, Mannie Fresh, and Slim was in New Orleans. Like they were like they stayed tapped in. So like they didn't have.
And then also they worked with people outside of camp. No Limit was so in-house, and the way that Cash Money did it was like, yes, they were in the camp, but also, you have a big moment like Jay-Z on our remix.
Right.
That helps bridge a gap for them and crossing over into the East Coast, into that market.
Shit. I actually, I had a question I was going to ask you in the episode, so I might as well just piggyback off you saying that. Do you think if Cash Money would have worked with more artists outside of Cash Money, would they have like gotten bigger faster? Because like the Jay-Z and the Hot thing was like, I think mainly the reason why it came out because Jay-Z didn't charge nothing for it. But like, do you think like if they would have like did records with like DMX, like Juvenile, like even Juvenile being on the Down Bottom Rough Riders album, Rough Riders song on the Rough Riders album was like a big deal. And like it was supposed to, like the favor was supposed to be returned, but it never got returned. But do you think like if we would have got like DMX on more Cash Money songs or something like that at the time, or like Beanie Siegel, like other prominent artists at the time, Ja Rule.
Yeah, if they did like that more cross.
Yeah, more crossover, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the same thing for G Unit.
Right.
G Unit, I always thought the same thing with G Unit. I think well, with G Unit is different because a lot of that had to do with all the beef that 50 had.
Right.
So they didn't work with a lot of people. And I think Game was one of the people that was vocal about that. Like, yo, I want to work with Kiss, and we beefing with Kiss. I want to work with with Fat Joe. Like Game was a fan of everybody, so that's why he didn't really mesh. So I always thought that about G Unit too, and I think it's the same thing for Cash Money. I think Cash Money, but I think the way that they did it was cool, because ultimately we crossed over into this new generation of Cash Money, Young Money with Drake and Nicki and whatever. But I think if they would have, it would have been a lot cooler. It would have extended their run for sure.
Like, you want to know what was the coolest thing ever? When they were featured on the Biggie Born Again posthumous album.
Oh, that was fly.
Right? Like, and like, so it was like, what?
Yeah.
They got a song with Biggie? Like, it was like crazy. And I was just like, yo, I don't know why they didn't do more records at that time with more New York artists. Like, I just thought that was like crazy. And like, even Mannie Fresh, I feel like he was an in-house producer, but like he was limited and he didn't give as many artists other songs until like later.
Yeah.
Like when he worked with Jeezy on And Then What. Like, I just felt like a lot of things, like they kind of like got what is the word?
Pigeonholed?
Yeah, they got pigeonholed like at that point. And like I feel like they could have I just feel like they could have gotten to like where they're at faster. That's all I'm saying. Like, obviously they got there and they did it, like they signed Nicki Minaj and fucking Drake, and Lil Wayne became a superstar. But I just feel like earlier in their infancy as a label, like if certain things that kind of seemed like no-brainers for them to have just done, it just would have made more sense. Like, they went on tour, like they had a relationship with Rough Riders. Why didn't they do more records with
more come out of that? Yeah, it's true. It's true. I feel like Baby was probably the one that held up that. I don't know.
Baby look like we don't need to do nothing with them shouting. Yeah, I could see that shit.
He hot right now.
Yeah, I could see that.
And they want money.
And they want, and I ain't giving them a dime. Right. Yeah, I feel that.
And he get in there and make some beats. It's like, yeah, but the Neptune said they want to make it for you. Nah, you get in there.
Yeah, you get in there. I ain't paying them niggas.
Yeah.
But and look what happened when it did. He just didn't pay.
Exactly.
Right?
What happened to that boy?
Yeah.
Start the off branch of so many beefs and
but also like I know Bling Bling isn't on this project. It's a BG song, but like they made that like a thing, like to where like it became so ingrained in pop culture. It's in the Urban Dictionary, and like white people that's what they call it, jewelry. They call it bling. So like, Cash Money was like they just did like a lot of legendary things and like a lot of like important things, especially in hip hop with their rise up.
Yeah.
And the Big Tymers, man, like I just really I wouldn't mind getting a Big Tymers album today.
Y'all will listen to it. I think, you know what it is with Big Tymers too? It just feels incomplete. Baby can't carry a whole album with stories and raps. He shouldn't. And that's why. So I feel like I've always felt like they need a third person.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, so maybe if they did something like how he did with Rich Gang.
Yeah.
That would probably be better.
A newer era, not this era Wayne.
Right.
But like a mid-2000s Wayne to kind of carry it through with them.
I get that.
None of them is strong enough to just carry out an album. So it was just like, what the fuck is Baby doing?
Right.
So I never really took Big Tymers as seriously.
Right.
It was always a nostalgic revisit for me. But getting into the album.
1 second. I want to say something before we get into the album. So I made like a list of reasons why Cash Money took No Limit spot. And it was Mannie Fresh's sound. Like, I feel like he had like a better, I think his production was better than Beat by the Pound. Juvenile was breakout, like as like the first star, like 400 Degrees was out of this world.
Yep.
I don't think, like, even though Silk the Shocker and Mystical had like success, Mystical left. So he was no longer on the label, right? For a stint. And then Silk the Shocker, like as Reg's Bateman was saying, he can't stay on beat. But like, he had songs that were like going up. Like, he had the songs with Maya, then he had the song with Trina, that's cool. Like, it was always on like the radio on the charts. It ain't my fault, Mystical, right? The Hot Boys chemistry really worked. And I think like if like the 504 Boys or True would have like really like taken off, but I just think that it just didn't work for them, like how the Hot Boys did. Lil Wayne's upside was out of this world. Like, I don't think nobody would have predicted that Wayne would have became who he became, but like Wayne had that, right? And then Baby and Slim's business image, they felt like bosses and like it kind of like was funny because like Slim never talked and Baby wouldn't stop talking. So it was kind of like a caricature of like what you think Southern rap label bosses would be like, right? And then they had like this deal with like Universal because Master P was independent, and Baby basically got an independent deal on a major label, so he had more distribution, so his music was getting out more. And then the last thing, No Limit Fatigue. They were putting out records every week.
Yeah.
And like at first, you know, it was like everybody was buying it, but then when people started listening to it, like, yo, this is dirt. This project, like,
Yeah.
you know, like give me Master P project. Give me
I
this
was so
project.
engulfed in the No Limit era. I bought a Fiend album.
See?
I bought that shit.
See? That's yeah, you know, that's it. But yes, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to talk about that, but now we can get into the album.
Okay. So the album kicks off with the Big Tymers intro, obviously. You know, kind of get their feet wet. Nothing really to write home about here, but it takes us right into Get Your Roll On.
Son, let me tell you, yo, bro.
I still have that video ingrained.
Bro, that video got so much play in my house. Cause like my dad loved it too. Like he was just like, yo, look at these things.
Yeah.
What is this? It was
just flashy.
Like, yeah, just flashy as fuck, right? Like, and I just thought like it was incredible. And I remember Dante Culpepper for the Minnesota Vikings was like really cool with them at the time. So he would just be in the videos and he would just always be doing it. And he would do it after he scored his touchdowns and shit. And like that song just gets you so hyped. Like, how does it not want to make you like spend a ridiculous amount of money and just be outside just wilding?
What a classic.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, Get Your Roll On is like one of those songs where like I hear that shit and immediately I just get excited and I'm just hyped. I'm just happy.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah, man. And then you know, Couldn't Know features Wayne. This is that early Wayne.
This is early Wayne. He's still developing.
Seeing how Wayne progressed as a rapper, it's a little annoying when I hear him like this. Not gonna lie, he became so much better than this.
Right. He was boxed in, man.
Yeah, he was.
He had he said that he would make raps and they'll be like, what you like, you sound like these New York niggas. Like
Go back.
Yeah, scale it back.
Yeah. And then, you know, that takes us into number one, Stunna. Features Wayne and Juvie. And then Wayne said, I like to fuck him in the ass. He beat up the coochie. That was crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Wayne is wild.
Yeah, bro.
Baby.
Yeah, all of them is wild, bro. Like this album is such a vulgar album. I could never I used to be allowed to listen to music in my room as loud as I wanted with my door closed. I couldn't play this album.
Yeah,
Could not.
But I used to play because I used to watch videos a lot. So I remember when I first heard the explicit version, I was like, what? And that was back when they used to switch the words for video.
Right.
They don't do that anymore. They'll just blanket. But they used to switch the words. So I forget what he actually says on the radio version. But it was completely different.
Yeah, it just sounded terrible. It sounded like they just treated women terribly.
Pretty much. And then No with Wayne.
Yeah.
I do not like this song. I'd be like, no, I know it.
Yeah, it's like he basically just kept it like it's like Wayne would say things and then they would turn it into songs.
Yeah.
Like you could tell like Wayne like had like a little formula to kind of like get his placements on songs and shit.
He had that run in his verse on Bling Bling, I think it was.
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Tattoos on fast cars.
Yeah.
That was his run. You're right. I never peeped that.
Yeah.
But, and then you got Hot Boys on here, right?
What is the song called? We Ain't Stopping. Yeah, that's one of my that's one of my least favorite songs on the album.
Yeah, I think what shines here, you know, they have the chemistry. You know it's so weird with Hot Boys. Hot Boys are so revered, and niggas really look back on the time that they had with such like just blindfolds because it's like I don't think they contributed as much as niggas make it out to them contributing.
I could see that. I agree. I think that because they were always presented together, even if there was a person solo record, that I think that's what happens. It's like it's kind of like it gets blurred with like, okay, that wasn't even a Hot Boy song. That was just a BG song featuring one of the Hot Boys, but they all in the video. So it kind of like confuses you and just like say that. But like you have a very valid point with that.
It's so interesting to me.
Right.
But
They pretty much presented they kind of like took a Wu-Tang approach with that.
I guess you're right.
Like even if like, you know what I'm saying, like think about like the ice cream video, all them niggas was in that video.
Mhm.
You know, like I mean shit, I don't think RZA, Jizza, and ODB weren't in the ice cream video. The cream video, no, the ice cream video, yeah. Cream is Wu-Tang song, ice cream is Raekwon song.
Raekwon.
So yeah, like, you know, like little nuanced things like that, I think like with like some of the differences.
Okay. I think let's see here. My Life. I like the flow on that. I like the beat on that one.
Yeah, me too.
The one with Hot Boys.
Yeah, that one is one of the stronger songs on the album. Yeah.
It's a catchy one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That takes us into Sunday Night with Wayne,
mm-hmm.
which I like this one. This one I've actually played this fairly recently outside of us prepping for this.
Okay.
I like Wayne on here too.
Yeah. This one was one of the stronger ones. I was like, all right, so this is Wayne like showing something.
Mm-hmm. And it's laid back.
Yeah, it's laid back. It was cool. Mm-hmm. Hard Life with Wayne and Juvenile is another one of my least favorite songs on the album. The title suggests that it's a more serious record.
Serious.
But like Wayne and it just didn't do it.
It didn't do it.
Yeah.
What about we skipped one because what about
10 Ways?
10 Ways, yeah. What you think?
10 Ways is a fun ass record.
Yeah, it is. That's
10 Ways.
That's peak Mannie Fresh.
It's peak Mannie Fresh.
I like that one.
10 Ways is a great record.
And then
We Hustle featuring BG, Juvenile, and Turk.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a better use of the crew than We Ain't Stopping, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, good call out.
Yeah, like this song worked better for me on this one. I really wanted to be honest and not be biased of my nostalgia from like just loving the Cash Money when I was in 2001 and 2002.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that song, like I'm like, all right, they got it right on this one.
And that's, you got BG on there.
Yeah.
How you feel about that? How you feel about BG?
I like BG, but I'm not that like me and Courtney have this conversation all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like BG don't do it for me like how he do it for other people.
Yeah. BG was my guy because he was so revered in Detroit because he had a house in Southfield.
Okay.
In Southfield, Michigan, like right outside of Detroit. So he was always in Detroit.
Wow.
And he had
random.
Yeah. He had mixtapes and everything, and like he would come out with a new mixtape like almost every week. So he was really, really engulfed in Detroit.
I see.
Culture. Yeah. So he had a lot of respect around then. So I kind of look at him as like, that's.
Would you say that like he might have like influenced like the pocket that certain rappers in Detroit might try to reach, like get into with the way they rap out, like obviously Bodie and BG don't sound anything alike, but when I listen to BG, I listen to BG's music the same way I listen to Bodie, because I realize that like the beat that I'm looking for them to the pocket to be in, Bodie picks a different part of the song, and so does BG.
So I don't think I see where you draw that comparison, but I don't think it's tied to BG. I think that's why we took a liking to BG, because he fit into the mold of what.
Okay, well, educate me, right?
So like Eastside Cheddar Boys and Blade Icewood were like kind of the ones that really pushed that forward, where it was like you would hear the beat, you would hear their rhymes, and it would kind of just be like this all the time.
Okay.
Where like they're rapping over the beat, but then kind of veer off a little bit. So that was like a Detroit sound that was like coined in like early. I would say like in that early time frame.
So for y'all with BG, it was just like, oh, he sound like us, but he wasn't influencing y'all. Got it.
Yeah, that's more so what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely Cheddar, Eastside Boys, and that was the movement. I think, okay, so what we got here? We got
Pimp On.
Oh yeah, quintessential Big Tymers record.
Yeah, I think so. It was cool.
I really think this album would have went over better if they had some bigger features on here.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was like, yo, this album for the two songs that they had to be such big deals, if they would have had other feature, like even if they just fuck with other Southern artists, like I feel like it would have made a difference. Like you could tell like they was really just churning out albums on some Motown shit.
Yeah. It's like, yo, what you doing today? You ain't got no reason not to be at the studio. Pull up.
Pull up. Get in here.
You know?
Wayne, get the pad.
It
right.
wasn't until later, because when you look at an album like Big Money Heavyweight from the Big Tymers that came out in 03, they had R. Kelly on there.
Oh yeah.
They had just signed TQ. They had P.D. Pablo. They had Jazzy Faye. Like, so they started working with other people, but even still, that was just a little out of their zone. That wasn't full.
That's Hood Rich, right?
Yeah. Well, no, Hood Rich is this one. Hood Rich, they had Gotti. They had TQ, who they had signed that year. Remember the singer TQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had TQ on there. They had Trick Daddy on there. So, like, they would venture out, but just not too much.
Right.
It's like, yeah, not too much, nigga. We don't fuck with y'all like that. We ain't fuck with y'all really like that.
So what's the next song? Next song is Stunnatastic with BG and Wayne. It's a fun song.
Stunt raps.
Yeah, stunt raps. It's not an essential Cash Money record, but I liked it.
Yeah. And then your joint on here, you said Rocky, right?
Rocky, highlight. Third favorite song off the album.
Yeah. Juvie, I'm glad they pushed Juvie the way that they did. Juvie was a star. I mean, he still is.
Yeah,
even
I agree.
like, have you seen a Juvie performance lately?
Bro, it's amazing.
He still has the
incredible.
stage presence.
It still has the stage presence, breath control, everything like that. And it feels like he's like aged like wine in his career.
He looks great.
Yeah.
He looks great. He still performs great. He sounds great. His Tiny Desk was amazing. Like,
shout out to his kids.
Yeah, bro.
He said it. He wasn't going to do that shit. He was like, what the fuck is it? Is it that's tiny? Yeah, he was like, that's tiny. Like, what?
I remember that. So yeah, man, I think it's really, really cool to see this era of Juvie and how it's kind of transcended. I mean, shit, we're on the heels of a Cash Money No Limit tour, actually, speaking of.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I told LaShawn it's gonna be a disaster.
You think so? Why?
It's gonna be Cash Money for.
Yeah.
No Limit, you could tell like they have more things in like that go right. And I feel like with Baby is kind of be like Joe Jackson promising that Michael gonna come. He'd be like, yeah, you know, my son Wayne coming. Yeah, Wayne. Drake and Nicki coming. And they not fucking
Drake and Nicki. yeah, Nicki not. Drake definitely not gonna be there.
Yeah.
So it's I guess you're right.
Right. And then we got Big Tymers, right? And I feel like this album is like too long, and this is what also hurt the project.
Yeah.
Because this song, I was like, come on, by track 17 is like, you kind of like...
It's like, yo, we still here?
Yeah, we still here. Like,
we had the nerve to put those skits. I mean, we did skip over them, but...
Yeah, we skipped over, to put the skits, Something like, you know, like, talking about Oscar Mayer, shit like that. Like, it's like, yo, these dudes is worse than Seth Rogen and fucking Jonah Hill being obsessed with dick.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
And then we end off with Snake, right?
Yeah, Snake is funny. Let me tell you, I got a funny story about Snake. So me and David, we were playing this album. Like he stayed at my house one weekend. We played video games, we played music and shit. My father comes in the room and he's like, "What the fuck y'all listening to?" He was like, "Oh, this is the Big Tymers." He was like, "Who though?" Like, and I was like, Cash Money. He was like, "Oh, Juvenile." I'm like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Yo, y'all want to like go to the mall? I gotta go run errands." So we go in. He's like, "Bring that CD." So we bring it, and like we playing a song. And he had the song Snake, and he was like, "Yeah, that's how you got here." And I was like, "What? Like, what? Like, why are you saying?" Like, he listened to the lyrics and like he was just like just started like saying it back. He was like, "Yeah, this song, I'm gonna play this song for at his wife at the time. Her name was Terry, and like I'm playing this for Terry tonight." And I was like, "Yo, why? I don't want to know this. Like, I don't want to hear about what you."
Y'all got Pops wrapped up.
Yeah, like like he just immediately started like and David like went and burned the CD for him and everything. Like I was like,
yo,
most uncomfortable car ride ever. Like him basically saying like, yeah, I'm gonna put her through a mattress tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot, yo.
Yeah, put me on this. Yeah, like, yeah, bro.
But yeah, I think all that to say though, I don't think it fits as a closer.
It don't.
Yeah,
like it make no sense. Like that's being the last song makes no sense.
Yeah. It really could have been in the middle of the album if they really was committed to it. But I don't think song structure and all of that shit really played a factor for these niggas back then.
Yeah, it feels like, it was just the work and they just put it out.
Yeah, it was the work.
Yeah, I'm really looking at this albums that came out in 2000, bro. 2000 was such a good year. Marshall Mathers LP, Stankonia, Supreme Clientele, The Dynasty, Country Grammar, like Water for Chocolate, Let's Get Free, The W, The Last Meal, Mystical's Let's Get Ready.
Good album.
Yeah, the Goodfellas by the 504 Boys, When the Smoke Clears by 3 6 Mafia, Restless by Exhibit. I want to do an Exhibit album soon. The Truth by Beanie Siegel, The Big Picture by Big L. Let's see who else. Quasimodo dropped The Unseen, aka Madlib.
West Side Connection.
Right, West Side Connection dropped War and Peace Volume 2. Cameron dropped SDE. That was his sophomore album.
Drugs and Entertainment.
Yeah, I want to do that album soon too. But like, yeah, 2000 was a strong ass year.
2000 was a strong year. I mean, niggas thought it was about to be the end of the world. So
yeah,
they locked in, so to speak.
Right.
And on the other side of that was Big Tymers, right? So like, it was in this space where I think this album came off the heels of them trying to capitalize off the success of 400 Degrees 98.
400
right?
Degrees
Or 99.
in the 98.
Yeah, it was 98.
Yeah.
So it was wedged between the success of Julie's 400 Degrees, and then you had Hot Boys causing a stir. And then especially in the hood, like you had a Hot Boys movie. The Hot Boys had a movie.
Baller Blocking
at the time. I remember that time frame.
I'm mad I didn't list that when we were talking about best movie soundtracks.
Oh, yeah, word. That was a good one too. But I think what Big Tymers and what Baby specifically was trying to do was just keep the name hot.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be part of that in his own way. And Mannie Fresh, as an in-house producer, he's gonna do what he did. Like he delivered. I mean, the album wasn't a failure. I mean, it debuted at number 3 on Billboard, so they did keep it hot. And the album eventually went platinum. So they did what they had to do. But overall, let's get to this verdict.
All right, I'm gonna list off my 4 strengths and 4 weaknesses of the album, and then I'm going to give my rating.
Okay.
Strengths: Mannie Fresh's production. That's the number 1 strength of this album. That's the backbone of this album. That's what carries this album. The Cash Money family feeling, like it felt like a family affair. It felt like they all were like, like these. They were just together. Like they were just a family bunch that just walked around with Jabot jeans and Reeboks, right? Their branding was immaculate because basically Birdman really set himself apart. He even kind of it kind of felt like he was more spectacular than Diddy, who was the most spectacular nigga at the time, as far as being a rap CEO. It just made that feel real, and their confidence, because it was just it was these dudes that just had golds and diamonds all in their mouth, and they just out here just rapping and just basically not bowing down to the northeast of hip hop, or even bowing down to Atlanta. Atlanta was on the come up and shit like that, and they just was nah, we from New Orleans, and we this is who we are.
Yeah.
Now for the downside, the album's weaknesses. Album's too long.
Yeah.
Too much album. Baby is limited as a rapper, especially on this project. Even though Juvenile, Wayne, BG, all of them was writing for him. It just, you could tell Birdman, he's just not he was at this time, he wasn't a good rapper, right? Some of the songs kind of repeated the same idea, so that was an issue for me on a project. And the skits kill the momentum. You probably be going, and then here come a skit, and it kind of just fucks up things, right? Yeah. So I enjoyed this album. It definitely holds a near and dear place in my heart, but I don't think that this was I just listed off all the projects that came out in 2000. This album isn't a staple. This is this probably was is in that cult classic kind of category. So I give this album a 3 out of 5 waffles, and I'm probably being generous just because number 1, Stunna and Get Your Roll On are such good fucking songs.
Yeah, they are.
I think that's what really carries it. But this album is not. It's not something where if aliens came down and said play some music for me, I'm playing for them.
I would never play this for them.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at your rating. I give this a 2. I think
lower or higher?
I thought it'd be lower. But I give
I was being nice.
I give this a 2 out of 5. I think what they did here was, it just, none of this felt like anybody put their best foot forward. None of it. Except for I think Mannie Fresh was just in a zone. Like he was in a flow state.
Yeah.
When he made a lot of these beats. Because they just played out really well. But I don't think Wayne or Juvie or anybody can stand behind any of these verses that they delivered.
Right.
I think it just exists. And I think it was just about striking while the iron was hot. I think this album doesn't exist for any reason other than that. I think you got 2 big singles on here that still go up today.
Mhm.
You can go up in any spot, and depending on the set, depending on the DJ, where they're feeling that night, you might hear Get Your Roll On, you know? And you might hear number 1 Stunna. They're not gonna play it all the way through, but you're gonna hear it for the feel.
Yeah, especially that opening part of number 1 Stunna.
Yeah, yeah. So I appreciate this album for that, but a big chunk of this album I don't need.
Yeah.
I think it's like I said earlier in the episode, I think Big Tymers suffers from the fact that Baby is not a strong enough lyricist to carry it.
Yeah.
To carry lyrics. And Mannie is just there to have fun. He's there to produce and he's there to have fun.
Yeah,
he can't kick a verse.
Yeah, he does a good job.
But it's just fun. It's not for depth. And I think they needed an actual lyricist to balance them out. And I think Wayne would have been the culprit for that. But he was too early in his career in rapping to really be taken serious as a lyricist. And they didn't want that lyrical shit from him at the time. They kept dumbing him down. Overall, I give this a 2. But share your thoughts. Let us know what you think. If you checked out Big Tymers, let us know what you think of the collective. Let us know if you like this album and argue with us. I'm First Klass Regg.
I'm Taurian B.
We're out of here.
We'll catch you next time.
Okay.
Dun dun.